Marc the Shark MMA Show.
Hi guys, this is Marc the Shark Retorto, and welcome to the Marc the Shark MMA Show live on Twitch. I appreciate you guys keeping up and watching me. Make sure you follow. If you happen to have a Amazon Prime account, you can actually subscribe for free. And don't forget to follow me on my social media pages. The Marc the Shark MMA Show on Facebook, Marc BJJ Fighter on Twitter, and Marc_Retorto on Instagram. And again, it's Marc with a C and not a K. And also don't forget to go to the website, MarcTheSharkMMAShow.com, where you can make a donation to help support the contest. And you can also get t-shirts and hoodies, kind of like this one that I'm wearing here. Not too shabby, right? And also don't forget that me and my daughter's got books that we have both written. Hers is called the Invisible Girl series. Mine, I have two. One's called The Cabal, The Saga Begins. And my second book, which is out right now, is called Marc is the Vampire. It's the first book in the Dark World Chronicle series. So check it out at www.retortofamilybooks.com. All right, guys. When we come back, we'll start the show. I am sure you're going to love it. This week's episode is great. Make sure you follow me every week on this channel on Saturday. And don't forget that I also have a podcast, the Marc the Shark MMA Show, which is available on Podbean.
This podcast episode is brought to you by Defense Soap. Defend what you have built. Save 15% with the code Marc the Shark MMA Show, used by all jiu-jitsu and MMA athletes to prevent skin infections. This podcast is also brought to you by Audible. Go to www.audibletrial.com/MMA Show, and you get a free audiobook when you sign up for a 30-day trial. This podcast episode is also brought to you by Retorto Family Books. If you're interested in great books for your children to read, get books by Christina Retorto. And if you're interested in action, thriller, suspense books, you can get The Cabal, The Saga Begins, or fantasy books like Marc is the Vampire, both written by your host, Marc the Shark Retorto. Again, go to www.retortofamilybooks.com. Also, do not forget to go to the Marc the Shark MMA Show podcast website, the shop for our merchandise. We got t-shirts, hoodies, tank tops, hats, and even mugs. Anything you can want with the Marc the Shark MMA Show podcast name on it. And also, please do not forget to go to our website where you can make a donation to support the podcast. All you have to do is click on the donation button. Hey Adam, how you doing?
Good, man. How are you doing?
Good, man. So you had a little trouble getting on the show today, huh?
Stuck in Philly. Stuck in fucking Philly. Moving shit, man. No, like I was saying, we're moving our podcast studio literally two doors down from where it is. And I was like, oh, I'm gonna get out of here and drive back home. I'll have plenty of time. And then as I'm leaving, like a few blocks in, I'm like on a one lane street, and like the moving truck just unloading shit, and like has no intentions on not moving. And I'm like, am I being punked? Like, what's going? I'm like, I can't. So we all had to like back out. It was a fucking nightmare. It took forever. It took forever to get out of that. So I was running late. So sorry.
It's all right, but you're here for the show. So everybody who hasn't seen this gentleman before, his name is Adam Nutter. He's been on the show a few times. He's a comedian and a former amateur MMA fighter.
Yes,
so
sir.
Before we get started with our conversation today, I just figured if you wanted to get any promos, just get it out of the way. Like if you got any new shows that you're doing, or
December 5th, I'll be in Ben Salem, PA at what's the name of the place? Hold on. It's right here. Hold on. It's called Comedy at the Crick. Ben Salem, PA at Water's Edge. 6:30 p.m. You can get tickets at therealtriggeredradio.com/events. That's the next a current thing I'm doing because everything's kind of far and few between right now. But
Yeah. Cover put a damper on
yeah,
it.
but I just had to look
And
it up. But
then,
that's the next thing I'm doing. That's
yeah, and then he's also got his own podcast, Nerds of Words, and he's
oh,
got
it's changed. We changed it. It's
really?
we rebranded. Yeah, it's Cult of Us now. It's Cult of Us.
Cult of Us?
Cult of Us. Yeah, like cult, like a cult, CULT of
Yeah, I was
us.
gonna say.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So you rebranded
We
everything.
rebranded it a little more of our what we want from an audience. We're looking for a hardcore comedy audience, We want a
I hear
comedy
you.
audience. So yeah.
I hear you, man. I hear you. And then, but you still got the Drop Tent Network, which is an array of
Yes.
different podcasts out
Totally.
there.
Yep.
So guys,
Always
Drop
add in, Yeah, Drop Tent. Yep.
droptent.net or droptent.com.
Droptent.com.
Yeah.
Yes.
So guys, make sure you check that out after this podcast. This guy's great.
Thank you. Much appreciated.
Yeah. So today we're going to do a little something different. Usually I do fight predictions or
Yeah.
fight recaps or I interview MMA fighters. Today we're just going to chat. I came up with idea of chatting on a certain discussion just to spice up things a little bit.
Yeah.
So today I let Adam know in advance. Today I wanted to see who was the most influential person in MMA between these two particular fighters, which I'm going to mention in a second, that brought, I guess, popularized MMA more. Do you think it'd be more Ronda Rousey, or do you think it'd be more Conor McGregor?
That was a good. When you asked that, I was like, "Fuck, I don't know," because it's really hard. Because all right, this is how I started breaking it down in my head when you asked me that question. I was like, all right, well, Ronda was first, so she was the first one to really open that door, really. Yeah. So if you want to just go off of I guess OG chronological shit, I guess you got to say Ronda, just off of history, right? Just chronological order. Ronda was the first one. She blew the doors open. She really, I guess you could say Forrest Griffin, Stephen Bonner fight.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. But if we're talking these two, she really have elevated it into the mainstream. Every fucking publication she was on, every late night show she was on, she's being referenced in comedy show. She was such a, and people got it. If you're being referenced in sketches, you have to have a name for the average person to understand right? So the average person oh, I know who Ronda Rousey is. Yeah. Even if they don't know she beat fucking so and so or whoever, but then Conor was hold my fucking Guinness, and and he kicked the fucking doors open, dude. That's the thing is Conor saw what Ronda did. 100%. That was the base, right? Yeah. Took it and was like, oh, I'm gonna work on it, and I'm gonna be the fucking bad boy, and I'm just gonna be that guy. And Ronda was the badass chick, but she wasn't the bad girl. She was I'm a badass woman, right? Conor was I don't give a fuck. That was Conor's at, and everyone was I dig it, including me, because I'm a dumb meathead too, right? So I dig the cocky attitude. So, but he really elevated because everyone was oh, I know who Conor is, and they rode with Conor. People ride or die Conor. You had more woman ride or die Ronda because that was a very empowering female figure. Exactly. And dudes like us who are we're MMA guys, so we appreciate Ronda for the first chick to come in and dominate, and so we appreciate her for the subtlety stuff more so than the mainstream stuff. But then again, it's Conor, dude. It's Conor. Yeah. He has that fucking name. But when I just say Conor, people go McGregor. It's just there's no other Conor. There's no other Conor. Fuck McGregor. Yeah. There's no other Conor. That's what I'm saying. That name, it's just so. Yeah. So I don't know. It's just so.
It is very hard, right? Because you got Ronda Rousey, right? There were for the diehard fans, they know of Miesha Tate, they know Cyborg. They've been fighting for years. Before Ronda Rousey, right? They've been doing it. Even the old, I would say the first, I guess, female star was Gina
Oh,
Carano,
Gina Carano.
right?
Yeah, she's in The Mandalorian now.
And then she got destroyed by Cyborg.
Yeah.
But it all goes, But Ronda's, you got to give it to her because Dana obviously has got this eye for talent.
Yeah.
And she just took the world by storm. You got like little girls that want to be like her. You got people revitalizing judo schools, going back into judo.
Yeah.
So yeah, I have difficulty in saying which one. I guess because you like you said. I guess if you go chronologically, I guess you would say Ronda Rousey. But then you got Conor, who's like, I don't know. I don't want to like offend people, but he's like the white Muhammad Ali, like, but in an Irish funny type of way.
I mean but that's what he says, right? Like that's what he's like. I'm taking, but that's what like even good comics will do is you take inspiration from a great source, right? And you go, oh, I see what got them great. I dig it. I want to be great too. So let me work on their shoulders on something that they built, and I'm gonna retweak it to my thing. And that's why Conor did what he did. And I you gotta appreciate that, I think.
Yeah, and then in the beginning, he was. I guess he was really at another level, right? Because he was saying, "All right, I'm gonna knock this guy out in the first round, and this is how I'm gonna do it." And the first couple of UFC fights, he was actually able to pull it off, and no one's ever seen that before. But usually like with other fighters that you can't kind of know who they are a little bit. This guy just like came out of the woodworks. You know what I mean? I don't really follow like the MMA circuit in Europe that much, but
yeah, he came out of nowhere, dominated. But so did Ronda. I mean, Kat Zingano is no joke, and 13 seconds, whatever it was, she armbarred her.
Yeah,
it's not easy. Like, again, Kat's not some fucking no name. She's like a legit Hall of Famer. I would say Kat Zingano is a Hall of Famer. So like, I don't know. I don't think it's easy to fucking do that. But then again, you see Ronda fight Holly Holm, and then Holly's like, catch this kick, and it's like.
Yeah.
And Conor fought the best lightweight ever. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, Holly Holm's not the best.
Yep.
Bantamweight or whatever what was it? What do they fight at?
That was a bantamweight.
Bantamweight, right?
Yeah.
Holly Holm's not the best bantamweight fighter of all time, but Khabib is, and Ronda lost to Holly, and you know what I'm saying though?
Yeah.
So like, then that's how I have to start looking at things, because it's like, I know it's two different arguments, because we're not saying who's better, but it's like now I start going like, okay, well they're both kicked in the door different times in different ways and in big ways. So now I'm like looking at part two. So part two is like the legacy of Conor and the legacy of Ronda, right? Well, Conor held 2 titles. Ronda only held 1.
Yeah.
Ronda lost to Holly and then fucking got KO'd by Nunez. Conor lost to, again, Khabib, the fucking best lightweight of all. He's beat everybody.
Yeah, and then he came back and he won against Cowboy, who's always been a top 5 contender. I mean,
of course, but Conor, he lost early in his career, but out of like, and the Nate Diaz fight.
Yeah.
So Nate Diaz and Khabib. Okay. And he didn't get fucking owned. Like, he actually took a round from Khabib. He was the first person to ever give Khabib a first round loss, like a loss in a round ever, right? Conor was the first one to do that. That's impressive if a guy's never lost a round before. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I don't know. So then you start looking at the legacy and I go, well, Conor has a better legacy and he's still fighting.
Yeah.
Ronda was like, I'm going to go do wrestling. And I don't blame her, but like, it's,
I think she knew her time was up. I think she knew. She saw that everybody was, there's a lot of different elements, but I think she knew that she couldn't compete anymore at that level. The people caught up. I kind of blame. I could see why she stayed with a trainer, probably out of loyalty or whatever.
Right.
But she probably
should
have moved on, especially after her first loss. But it takes a special person to come back from that type of knockout that she took, and she got like her teeth knocked out. And,
Well, she broke her jaw from Holly
yeah,
Holm.
and all that. I mean, and there's very few people that come back from that. Again, going back to one of the greatest boxers of all time, Muhammad Ali did it. He came back and won a title after getting his jaw broken. But I mean,
think it's a good
it's
judge of
just a
character.
special type of human being. Just not the average Joe.
Yeah, no, for sure. It's wild.
Yeah. So yeah, I guess
it's definitely wild.
I don't know. And then if you go back to the like you said, chronological order, I mean, obviously everybody knows the Forrest Griffin fight that obviously popularized the sport. But then, then after that, I guess you could kind of say like Tito Ortiz, kind of,
Chuck
he was
Liddell.
under Dana's management, and then Chuck Liddell. But it wasn't to the
No.
main masses. Like even after the Ultimate Fighter did bring a lot of attention to the sport, like tons of attention. But it wasn't really until I think Ronda Rousey stepped in.
Yeah, that's
you know what I mean.
Just completely blew the fucking
Well,
doors.
I think I don't know if it's because of if you were to take the women element out of it. If let's say Conor came first, because I don't know if he did cross over into boxing, but I don't know if he can go that mainstream like she kind of did, like going like to movies. And
I think he could 100% do movies though. I just don't think he'd. Yeah, of course. You don't think he could do?
No,
dude,
what
that's
kind
on
of
the Expendables or something stupid.
Now, what kind of movie would you want to see him in? I like to see him like being like a smart ass like a comic guy.
No, you want to see him?
Could fit like a Sylvester Stallone type. Rambo.
No, you want to see him in his element. You want to see him being like a savage and like a Game of Thrones type.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's what you want to see. You want to see like him like wielding a fucking axe and shield and being a fucking animal. Like that's what I want to see out of Conor. Like he is pretty funny though.
Yeah.
But I'd rather him just be a fucking savage somewhere on screen. I think that's a cooler role.
Yeah.
Also, I also hate how everybody thinks they can just do comedy. It's like you see what McConaughey just said before Corona. They were like, McConaughey was like, his publication or agent was like, oh, McConaughey was thinking about doing a stand-up comedy tour. I'm like it's just so easy. Fuck you. Like I work every day at this, and like everyone just thinks they can just do comedy. Like I hate that. It's so annoying. It's so fucking annoying. Like all these acts, like Jeremy Piven.
I think. All right, in the realm of entertainment, no disrespect to musicians or singers, right? Because if you're a singer, you're born with that. Like if you got a great voice, you're born with that. Obviously, the guys who are doing the drums and the guitar and bass, they work at it, right?
Yeah.
But actors, they're kind of born with it. But comedian, I think that is like the hardest realm of entertainment.
Dude, it's so funny because the other day we did a show up by Allentown, PA, and there was a band that was like that was on for like seeing people and stuff before the show, and then when they were done, they just kind of sat on the stage, to the side, the band, like watching the show, and musicians all think they're better than and they all think they're better than us. So like I get up there and I was like, look at you fucking musicians just staring at us like zoo animals. Like, you guys think you're better than us? And they start laughing because they kind of get it. And I look at the audience and because they don't get it. And I'm like, you guys don't understand. I'm like, there's a hierarchy in the entertainment world. And it goes like this. Actors and musicians, everything else, mimes, clowns, comedians. I'm like, we're fucking last. I was like, so they think they're
How's that possible? No,
because no one thinks they could go play guitar, but I'm telling you, everyone thinks they could go do comedy. Every asshole at a club could be like, I could do that. Every actor like I could go. Let's go just start comedy. Stormy Daniels did stand up after the Trump shit. Fuck this. You know what I'm saying? It's fucking nonsense.
Damn, that's insane. That's insane.
Should have just stayed in fighting. It's stupid.
Damn. Nah, man. Comedy's definitely not easy, man. You know,
This is
definitely
how
not.
dumb this correlates to fighting. So this is how dumb comics are and how bored we are.
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
have two comic friends of mine who are not one's 270 pounds, the other guy's in shape, but they have no formal jiu-jitsu training, MMA training. One guy kind of boxes. Out of nowhere, they're like, I could out grapple you. Yeah. So they just decide to grapple each other. The bigger guy just sits on top of the other guy. Now it's getting like competitive, like, man shit. And now it's like, oh, I'll spar you next. So my buddy who's a bigger guy, he's like, yeah, bet. He's never done a punch in his life. He's never fought in a day in his life. And then he reaches out on Facebook and goes, anybody know how to fight? And I'm like, yeah, I do, dummy. You know that. So yesterday he came out to my house. I had to teach him in less than a month. This fight's December 12th. In less than a month, the basics of just like striking and covering him, like crash course. And I'm like, this is what we're doing with our time. You guys want to fight each other, you idiots? I'm like, this is what we're doing. It's like, and now I'm getting roped into it. That's
Now,
how I
is it
train him.
like a fight in someone's backyard, like just like between you guys, or?
I think they're doing it at the dude's boxing gym.
Oh, really?
Dude, it's so fucking dumb. It's so stupid. It's so stupid. And like, and then like, we trained like an hour and a half. I just taught him like basic, like jab, cross, hook, like basic shit. Like, basic cover. At the very end, I was like, all right, I'm gonna put my gloves on and I'm gonna throw at you, but I'm not gonna hit you. I'm just gonna hit your hands and just kind of get like 20% speed, just to kind of get you an idea of what it's like. And I'm like, you just block, and I was like, ready? He's like, yeah. I'm like, all right. And I just start kind of throwing a little slow, and he's just like, oh no. And I'm like, oh god, we're gonna get fucked. We're gonna lose. I was like, we're gonna fucking lose. I was like, I gotta get you in fucking shape in less than a month.
Oh man. Now, is there a bet on this? You guys are betting money?
It would be he would be like a plus 10,000 fucking underdog. From what I saw the other day.
Maybe you should stream it live, and then have
I
people
want to film
and
it. I
box
do want
have
to film
bet
it.
people place bets on it.
But like, I don't want to like embarrass my, you know what I'm saying? Because if he gets
Yeah.
knocked out, it's like embarrassing.
Oh man.
So that's what we're doing.
Yeah, yeah, man. Oh man. So what else is new with you, man? I haven't seen you in a while.
I know, dude. Just trying to, just do as many shows as I can, stand up wise. Just trying to podcast. Watching all the fights, watching football as much as I can. There's not much to do. Like, the wife and I go out, but it's like,
Yeah. But at least now you're working a little bit, right? Because I think the last
yeah.
time we chatted a few months ago,
Well, it was
it was
nothing.
dead. It was dead, and that was like your sole source of income, right? Yeah, man.
Yeah.
It's been a rough year, man.
Yeah. Every comic who was like, hey, I'm doing pretty well last year, like me, it's all just, like the rug got ripped out, and we're like, huh, well, that sucks. It's like, what do we do?
Yeah.
It just, everyone's just like in this fucking weird lull. But
Yeah.
and then like there's this threat of like a second lockdown. So then like, okay, so no shows again, and I'm not doing Zoom shows because they're fucking stupid. So like,
I remember you telling me about that.
yeah,
It's because you gotta feed off the audience, right? I guess.
yeah.
It's totally different than when you're doing it through a Zoom session.
And like, if you're at home watching like, you'll just be like, oh yeah. And getting your phone, like, you're just not going to pay attention. Like, you're just not. It's not the same as being
Yeah.
like at a club or something like that, or at a
Yeah.
venue or whatever. But I don't know. I'm gonna watch the fights tonight.
Tonight's pay-per-view, right? I believe.
255 tonight. Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta catch up, man. I just saw because I got Dan's subscription. I just saw Bellator.
Oh yeah.
239, 240, 241. I saw Cyborg. She defended her title, and then I saw who else? God, that Brazilian guy lost.
Yeah.
That He's from Israel or Iranian. Mussolini, Maslana.
Mussolini is a dead dictator, but you're
Yeah.
close.
Trying to think of the guy's name. Oh man, this is gonna bother me. Oh man, I just did a review on it too. Did I do a review? No, I didn't do a review on that one.
Did you see the betting favorites for Shevchenko? She's like a -1,000 favorite.
Oh really?
Yeah, it's like why even give that? Why even have this poor girl fight her? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, dude, that's the odds. It's. I'm looking at the odds right now.
Well, they got to have the UFC's got to keep going, man.
So, well, Cynthia Cavillo is a big favorite. I think she destroys Kukahagen. What do you think of the Perry Tim Means fight?
I don't know.
By the way, the betting favorite, it's a pick'em. It's -110 each.
Oh, Masasi. Yeah, Mussolini.
Grigor Masasi.
You know, I don't know where I got that one. Yeah, so I was catching up, and then I got to watch Felder's fight, but I didn't watch it last week.
Now I caught, which they gave him a round, and I was like, okay.
Yeah, I gotta watch that. So I've been slacking. I still don't have the time or to sit around and watch prelims. And that's the other thing. This COVID thing. I can't even go to a bar. It's like, you know, I kind of miss going to a bar.
Well, if you want tonight, I might not, but I might be streaming it on Discord, my Discord channel, which you could jump on.
Okay.
Because, you know, for our Patreon, for anybody listening, by the way, too, for our Patreon, which I know people like Patreon, but hear me out. For $3 a month, for our Patreon, patreon.com/cult of us, we do movie watches, but we also do like fight watches. So you guys can like jump in our Discord if you join our $3 a month Patreon tier, and you get to like hang out in the fights with us and like commentate and all that bullshit, and it's fun.
Yeah.
So like, you guys, you know, if you guys and like, you know, wink, 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 wink. If you get my drift, what I'm saying, everybody, wink, wink. So, you know, wink, wink. Join our Patreon for $3 a month. Wink, wink.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. They got Figueroa. What did I say? Figueroa.
Oh my God! Now I can't.
Glasses. Alex Perez. Figueroa.
Oh my God.
Figueredo.
Yeah,
I don't have my reading glasses on.
Yeah, I think Figueredo wins that. I think Shevchenko wins. I think Perry pulls his fight out of his ass. I think Cavillo wins, and I think Paul Craig wins. That's my picks for tonight.
Yeah, I kind of think so. Because Caitlin, she's good, but she doesn't really do that great when she goes up.
No, and Cynthia is a fucking beast, dude. Remember, she was like suspended for a while for like pot.
Really?
Yeah. So stupid.
And Marcio Huha. I thought he retired, man.
That's prelims, right?
I think he's starting the main card.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, that's right. He is. Oh, right, he's fighting Paul Craig. That's right.
Yeah, I gotta see who. I don't even. That's weird. MMA. Yeah, there it is. I want to see if I even recognize anybody in the prelims.
Brandon Moreno. Oh yeah, Shevchenko's sister's fighting. Antonina.
Yeah.
She'll probably win that fight. She is not as good though.
No, actually, I think she lost.
She lost her last fight.
Caitlin, I think.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think you're right.
Weird, right?
Valentina would fucking destroy her.
It's just a weird, you know, like how, like you have siblings, but one's a little bit better.
Yeah.
It's like genetics, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's weird how that shit works. But they have like the McCourtney twins in football, and they're both pretty good.
Yeah.
It's look at the draw.
Yeah, man. So, what do you think? I think Connor's supposed to be fighting Portier.
January.
That's in January, right?
I think you see a much different Dustin in that fight. I think Connor could lose that fight. By the way, that's not a win. That's not a guaranteed win for Connor. I don't think.
I think Connor made a comment saying he didn't get that good, but we'll see. I mean,
oh no, I'm just saying I don't think it's a guaranteed. I think Connor wins, but I don't think that's a fucking. I don't think it's gonna be like the first time they fought. Like Dustin's a lot better. He's a lot better since the first time. Like a lot better since the first time they fought. So it'll be interesting.
Yeah, I still can't believe that Connor beat Donald that quickly with that
Dude,
shoulder show.
that was January this year, right?
Yeah.
We were at we were doing shows in Connecticut that weekend, and we finished our show, and we're like, we have to run around the corner to the bar to watch the fucking fights. So we run around the corner, and we're all excited, so excited. And then I was like, that was really disappointing. The fight that happened in front of us was better. The fight at the bar between two dudes was better than that fucking fight. I'm not kidding. That was a better fight. I was like, this is better. This is a much better fight. The cops didn't break it up. They let him go at it. I was like, yeah, this is a better fight.
The cops were there and they just let him go at it.
They were like, hey. they like let him get a bunch of shots in and then slowly walked over and like, all right. And I was like, yes.
Oh man, where was that again? Was that in
that
Philly,
was up in Connecticut? No, I was up in Norwalk.
That's up north.
Yeah.
Then. Yeah, I've never been to Connecticut.
I've been there pure only for comedy. But every time I've been to Connecticut for comedy, I've never been there for anything else.
Yeah, that's crazy though. That's crazy. Yeah. So you've been watching any Bellator fights or no?
A little. I mean, when I can, if I'm not working or if I'm not fucking doing something else or podcast. I've been doing a lot of podcasts lately because what the fuck else am I doing?
Yeah.
So like, you know, I'm just doing a lot of podcasting, trying to do shows, or I'm playing games like video games and shit. Like, you know, so yeah, I'm watching as many fights as I can. But I'll forget Bellator's on sometimes. Like, oh shit, Bellator's on.
And you know what's weird? They switched it too. It used to be
on Paramount
Friday nights, right?
Yeah.
And so then you got used to the schedule. All right, Bellator Friday, UFC Saturday. Now it's like on Thursday because they went to CBS Sports. But luckily they're still on Danzig because I was gonna be pissed if I had
zone. Right. But they're competing with Thursday Night Football. So good luck.
Yeah, I was like gonna freak out if I had to cancel and then find another subscription. I thought that they were going to be on Danzig, but they're still on Danzig, thank God.
Yeah.
So I catch up on that. But yeah, man, I don't know. The last 2 years, I just haven't been able to, unless I go to a bar early, or a friend's house early, I just don't have the time to sit there and watch the prelims like I used to. I used to sit there and watch them all,
No, dude, I'm the same way. It's like, I'm like, oh, the prelims are like, unless it's a fight I really want to see, I'm like, I'll watch the prelim. But I'm like, if it's on and I'm on around, I'll watch it. If I'm busy, I'm busy. It is what it is. Like, but if I'm home, I have nothing to do, I'll totally watch it.
Yeah, I hear you. Yeah. So how's your podcast going?
Good. Growing. Since we rebranded, especially, we're growing more. With the name change helped, I think. So we're just pumping them out. Like I said, we're moving the studio. So we recorded an episode early this morning to put out for Wednesday, and then we're gonna, we moved everything. We pretty much moved everything over, and then I had to leave to come here and do this with you, and then go to my in-laws for dinner. So there's like 4 people at the studio right now, like just putting it together and shit like that.
Now you guys pay? Do you guys like rent the space out? Like
no. So it's Neil, my co-host and the co-owner of Droptown with me. He just got a new house. And it's in the basement of that house. We have the whole basement now instead of just the room. Because that room, that studio we were using was always temporary. We always knew we were going to be moving. We just, had a user. We needed a space for like a year until now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's not that far of a commute for you then.
No.
Right?
Well, no. It's still. I'm still going to Philly, so it's still like 40 minutes. For me. But not for him. It's 2 doors down.
Well, that's good, though, man. That's good.
Yeah,
that's good. And you guys selling any merchandise?
We are rebranding. We had to redo all of our merch because Neil is in charge of that because he's the artist. So he's doing all of the shit. It's actually we're gonna put stuff out soon. So just go to our website, drawtent.com/podcast/cult of us. And we'll have our store up there soon. I'll send you a shirt, though. I'll send you a shirt. But for everybody else.
I mean, I still got my hoodie over here. I don't know if people can see, but yeah.
But the best way to
hoodie on. I got And then pretty much it, man.
But the best way to support us, honestly, for anybody who gives a shit, is just subscribe to our podcast on everything, YouTube, all that shit, and join our Patreon. Like $1 gets you access to all of our extra content, and then the other tiers you can check out if you want. But a dollar gets you access to everything, so you get all our extra shows for a
Oh,
dollar.
so you do special shows just for the Patreon people?
Yep.
Is that what you're saying? And
Yeah, and we go a little harder.
Is it video content or special?
It's video. It's a video audio. Sometimes we'll do like we'll play video games. Sometimes we'll just like have like we'll just go harder in the paint. You know what I'm saying? Like in conversations, like we'll let shit fly. We'll say names that we wouldn't normally say on air. Like you know what I'm saying? Like we'll be like, this guy's a real fucking so and so, or this person's a fucking real so and so, and I hate this person. Like we'll just go hard in the paint. We'll bring on guests sometimes for Patreon that we won't bring on for the like better guests that we won't bring on for the regular podcast. You guys are like, oh shit, I want to hear that guy. You know, and again, it's only $1, guys. We're not fucking you in the mouth, so it's $1. And the $3 tier is a movie and fight watch tier, but the $1 gets you access to everything. So
there you guys go, man. It's all good. It's all good, and yeah, man, it was great having you back on the show.
Same. I always love coming on, dude. Anytime you want me.
Yeah, man. We always have a great time. And then we'll definitely catch up in the new year. Hopefully, I get to if I get done early, maybe I'll watch the Felder fight first and check you guys out.
Well, I think for sure. So on my birthday is the Tyson fight, and
isn't it November? I thought it was 28th. In November.
Yeah, November 28th.
Oh, it is 28th. Okay, it's on your birthday.
Yeah, it's on my birthday. And Neil, thank you. It's actually Neil's birthday too. He has a show that night though, and I don't. So I know he's going to be busy, but I'm pretty sure me and our producer are going to be streaming that fight on our Discord for our Patreon. So if you want to jump, I know you're going to have access to that. So if you want to jump on with us, jump on.
Yeah, I just need the link again.
Yeah, I'll get. No, you're in. So you just got to. If you sign into your Discord, you're already in. You're part of our Discord.
Oh, okay. I don't know if
just join. Just open your Discord.
I don't know if I got it on my phone or whatever. I'm trying to remember how to get it.
You can use it for your phone and computer. Whatever you use it for, jump on. You're already on because you're 100% on it. So you're already good.
Okay. Sure. It's been a while since I used it, so I got to refresh myself. But yeah, guys, check out his Patreon page, man. Check out those live streams when they commentate on fights. Wink, wink.
Well, we are commenting. We are definitely watching and commentating the fights.
Yes.
Wink, wink.
All right, buddy. Well, it's great having you again.
Same, man.
Enjoy the rest of your weekend, and then we'll catch up hopefully at the Tyson fight.
Sure.
Definitely on in the new year with a few more episodes. All right, buddy?
Yeah, for sure, brother. Have a good holiday too.
You too.
Later, man.
Yep.
All right, guys, we'll be right back, but first a word from our sponsors.
During World War II, I was in prison in a Nazi camp. I died there, or so I thought. Instead, I became a creature of the dark world. Now I fight to protect my daughter. I am Marcus the Vampire. The book is now available at Amazon and BarnesandNoble.com and RetortoFamilyBooks.com.
All right, guys. This week's episode is done on a live show. But if you happen to be listening to this in the podcast format, keep listening because there's more content to follow. All right, guys. See you guys next week.